What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Sunday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great. And I hope that you're having a good week and enjoying your weekend and the weather. It's just been beautiful. It's been hot. I hope you've all had an opportunity to just enjoy that. If you could please hit the like button, subscribe button, and my bell notification buttons to get all my videos, my lives, whatever, when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. There's a link in the description of a lot of my videos. Not every one, but a lot of them. So what's up? Happy Sunday. Like I said, I hope you guys are having a great week and had a great week and having a great weekend. And I hope you go right into next week in a positive and uplifted mood, because that's what's important. Hey, happy Sunday. So what's up, hey, buddy? Happy Sunday to you too. And DeReal Hex, happy Sunday to you too. Sinclair Martin, what up? Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, man, I've been watching you for a while, and I got something going on at the moment that I wanted to ask. So what's that there, DeReal Hex? C1016, what up, man? You already know, playa. Appreciate that. Well, let me turn this light off. It's making me look crazy. PMan, thank you very much for the $1.99. I appreciate that. DP, love your videos, Matt. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. At the end of the day, it helps me as much to do my videos and tell my story as it does to the people listening to them, you know. At first, it wasn't easy, but I feel like a lot of the time for me, I always pent these things up, and it's better for me to just talk about it with people that I feel like want to listen. And I feel like because I've been through so much, I can help a lot without even really having to try, just to share my story. And that's what matters to me. I was seeing this girl and she charged me a 7 check. Whoa. Okay. Well, couldn't have been that bad charges if you only got weekends. I was about going to finish in November, and I got a second breach. Okay. Yeah, for real. C1016. If you're in here, like the stream. You gotta appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But what's the question, DeReal Hex? You gotta stay away from this person, man. That would be the number one advice. Just stay away from him. Doesn't matter if you love him. It's bad. For a breach, it's probably not going to be that much. I don't know. You might have to do some time. You might have to do like a 30 days, a 60 days, a 90 days. I don't know what kind of assault charges you have and how serious it is. So, you know, you're going to have to find out. It's different for everybody, you know. If it's been an ongoing situation, then, you know, they might try to make an example out of you. And if it's just something that's new and hasn't happened before with you specifically, like it's not a regular time after time situation, then you never know. I don't think it's going to be anything major, though. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. 7 assaults. She tried to add just to make sure I could get to the bin. Wow. Just run. Joanne, hey, what's up? I definitely have been enjoying my weekend. I worked this weekend, but It's definitely been a beautiful weekend, that's for sure. Buffalo shooter, man, it's crazy to me. I don't get it. I'll never understand that. I definitely feel like mental health plays a big part and plays a big role in that. But there's something else missing if you're capable of doing something like that, Have I ever encountered gangster snitchers? You'd be surprised. Yes. Yes. There are guys that will rat you out and kill you. A fact. That is a fact. I'm trying to tell the judge, why didn't you try to charge me with those charges in 2021 and 2020? Why now? That's because that's what they do. And unfortunately, Daryl Hex, the system typically ends up siding with women, until, extreme circumstances prove that maybe she's not somebody that can be trusted. Yeah, all right, but still walk the yard. Nah, you don't typically see people that still walk the yard. There might be people that it's thought that they're rats, but there's no paperwork on them. But typically, if somebody has paperwork on them, somebody's going to end up running at them. It's just the way that it is. There's going to be somebody in the jail that feels a way about it. You know what I mean? That's crazy that you got COVID. I still never encountered it. Everybody at my work got it except me and two other guys. What does a good correctional officer look like? An honest person who is there to do his job and not to exact punishment on the inmate population. And I think a lot of the bad COs, that's what they do. They feel like it's their responsibility to punish you. So not only are you locked down, but they feel like they have this chip on their shoulder, this burden that they carry around for society. And that's what a bad officer looks like, because it's not their job. Hey, can you talk about Steve Harper takeaway 2-for-1 and that his wife owned Aramark canteen in the high school cafeterias? Yeah, that's apparently, I've heard that. I've heard it was Mike Harris's wife. I don't know exactly who it is, but I know one of their wives owns and profits off of the canteen system. And he definitely did take away 2-for-1, the conservative government. They took away accelerated parole. They took away smoking. They took away, I forget what it's called, incentive pay in the federal system. They took a lot away. I think I caught it while at the hospital. Okay. I think unfortunately, the inmate population is typically last or not thought about at all. I would say that Canada probably has a much better human rights practice than a lot of other countries, but there's still a lot of problems here. And, you see a lot of racial stuff going on in prison. You see a lot of abuse of power going on in prison. It doesn't matter what jail or prison you go to. You see it, It's not in the public because the media and everything is controlled by the government. So how would the public hear about it? It's the exact reason as when you type in, murders in this prison or murders in this prison. It doesn't show any of that stuff. You can't tell me there's been 2 murders at Millhaven Penitentiary in the last 40 years. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you can find online. There's a couple scattered little stories. They hide it all. It's crazy. We were sleeping on the floor in boats. 4 days till I'm off the booze and gear. Yeah. Get off it, brother. Have I ever seen East Hastings? So I did live out west in Vancouver, but I was so young, I don't have a direct recollection of being down by East Hastings. But I did live in Vancouver, and I experienced it as a city, and I know how dark East Hastings is. No, you don't see that stuff, Oli Jacob. It doesn't happen in Canada. If somebody was caught doing that, that person would be killed. It's congratulations for Aaron, but it's bittersweet because he's going in on a sentence, Joanne. 6 years. It's not a horrible sentence for the crime. You know that, Aaron. Drill Hex brought up seeing someone who tried to corner them. Do you have any advice on how to find someone who is willing to love and accept you? It's tough when people are looking down on you. I feel like it's all about how you carry yourself, you know? If you see yourself as that person, then other people are also going to see you as that person. It's the things you talk about, the energy you give off, the attitude, all that stuff. If you want to leave that lifestyle behind and everything that goes with it, then you have to do it 100%. You guys ever get access to weight? Oh yeah, there's weights. There's just no free weights because of so many attacks in the federal system. Now in the provincial system, there's no weights. Jonathan Lee, what's up? Dead Eyes. Let's talk about how cases that go to prelim, that all judges commit majority of cases to trial, even if the cases has no evidence or doesn't hold any merits. Now, yeah, the Canadian system is jacked, man. You can be convicted in Canada a lot of the times off of circumstantial evidence, which in my opinion isn't real evidence. And a lot of shady stuff does happen in the courts. It's a fact. And every case is dragged out, no matter how minor or major that case is. You know, you're definitely going to end up, say you can't get a bail. And, you know, we all know in Canada, they make it almost impossible to get a bail. And then what they do is they put you in some godforsaken provincial jail that will make anybody go crazy because of the conditions. And you end up pleading out to get out. And by pleading out, you're stacking convictions. That's what they do. That is what they do. Yeah, hearsay. A lot of the stuff that happens in Canada wouldn't happen in the States. Like in Canada, after they read you your Miranda rights, if you request a lawyer, they don't have to stop interrogating you. There's no rules like that here. It's a lot different than in the States. So you have to be much more careful and firm and say, oh, when you go through the police station, because they have the right to be shady in Canada. You know, at the end of the day, I'm glad that I live in Canada, and I'm glad that being a dumbass like I was, I got caught up in any jail system that it was the Canadian system I got caught up in. Because, you know, it is a much better place to do time than most other places. Let's be real, you know. Of course, it's violent. Prison is violent. Anywhere you put this many men together with this kind of, you know, character, that's what's going to happen. You have a lot of alpha male personalities cramped into one spot, a lot of ego, a lot of pride. There's a lot of pettiness. So things happen, but you'd still rather do your time in Canada than in most other places. Yeah. I don't remember the specific thing, but yeah. And like I know that here they get away with a lot more. What's a good diet bulking up? I'd say eat lots of oats, lots of oatmeal, lots of hard-boiled eggs. Smash hard-boiled eggs. Just eat healthy, but eat like hearty, you know. Don't be worried so much about calories. Katie and Tuna from Canteen, yeah. Is steroids common in prison? I don't think it's super common, but it would definitely be there. Anywhere there's drugs, anywhere there's an ability to get drugs, there's the ability to get steroids or anything. So you're definitely going to have it sometimes. Lloyd Daly, thanks, man. I'm heavy, man. I'm getting too heavy almost. It's been a while since I've weighed this much in my life, but I've been slowly trying to get back into working out and just get my my muscle endurance back up so I can keep going, you know, get back into it regularly and not feel exhausted at the same time as working, you know. So I work a lot. So finding the time to do it sometimes is difficult, but I would love to be able to. When can you apply for a record suspension, or do you already have one? Oh, good luck. For me to get a pardon or any of that stuff, good luck. Criminal waiver into the U.S., good luck. I have so many convictions. I don't see it happening. And if it does happen, it'll be so far down the road. Would love to see a podcast with you and Larry Lawton. Yeah, he's you know, he's big. He's up there, right? He's not gonna do that. You know, I feel like for me it's not about numbers, but for a lot of people it is. You know what I'm saying? How tall am I? I'm like 5'9", probably 215 right now. I wanted to know about creatine. Haven't used it ever, and what to know if it's good for building bulk and muscle. Better workout. You'll definitely get bigger with creatine, but it also there's like a lot of water retention when you use creatine. If you're in the building, go up, hit that like button. It's not hard. It helps me. It helps the channel with the algorithms and all that stuff, and it's easy, man. You just go up to the top, click that button. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel too. We speak about prison. We speak about addiction, life, when we do these live streams or whatever you want, really. And then my videos, you guys already know. They took my DNA and a gun ban. I'm done. Yeah, I have a lifetime weapons ban, and I've had my DNA taken like 10 times. I asked him, like, what's the point of taking my DNA so many times if you already have it? Like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm a fan of UFC. Yeah, for sure. I actually watched a couple of the fights last night. But I fell asleep, so I couldn't watch many. Johnny Depp trial. You guys watching it or what? What a snake. See, like, that's scary to me, you know? Like, that's scary to me. The scariest people are the ones that pretend not to be crazy, but they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? They pretend to care about you, but really deep down inside, all they want is your demise. Those are the scariest people in the world. Not the gangster who might be dangerous if you bump into him sometime down the road. The scariest people are the ones that are around you that smile in your face or plot your demise. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy when you find out somebody you feel like, you know, maybe if not a friend, at least somebody you know has these serious bad intentions for you. It's scary, man, because you just never know. You never know what somebody's thinking. Drew Illman, what up? Newborn Assassin, what up? But Amber Heard is super, super crazy. Like taking a dookie on the bed. Come on now. Come on now. Anybody going to go in 4 days? Do you know how it feels? Yeah, I don't really know that anxiety, to be honest, because I always got arrested like spur of the moment. I never really got an opportunity to get a bail and then sit and wait and get sentenced and go to court that way. I never really went to jail that way. So I don't know the anxiety, but I'm sure it's pretty much the same as the anxiety of being arrested or any of that and knowing you're just about to lose a whole bunch of your freedom. Like the day you get arrested, there is no worse feeling than that. It takes a bit. At first, you're kind of in shock. You're not really like taking it in how much time you're about to lose off your life. And then that all starts resonating and you like realize and it can be crazy, man. And too bad Kane didn't use his hands, in my opinion. She need to be in the psych ward. Hey, man, long-time watcher. Hope you got this beautiful. Yeah, man, thank you very much, Blue Yays. I definitely did get to enjoy some of the weather, so thank you. Your incarnation was a part of your journey, just like my addiction was part of my journey. Experience is the best teacher. We are the best teachers. I agree. And I definitely feel like I'm still learning, a lot. And I have a lot to learn. The only time I went to a correctional facility, I was shocked. I found out that they were shipping me from Oshawa police station to Lindsay. I was 18 and freaking out. Yeah. And it is shocking. It's the same as the first time you go to the federal penitentiary before when reception was in Millhaven. It's a scary looking place. And when you drive up and you go through the big gate and you see the rifle towers, and then you got to walk down this big long hallway and there's signs talking about body fluid spills. It starts settling in and you start realizing where you are and what could possibly happen. So you're definitely going to be anxious for the first little while. It doesn't matter how much you like the people there either. So well said, Lloyd. If you get sentenced and you've been out on bail, will they take you straight to jail from court or do you turn yourself in days later? So if you get convicted, they're most likely going to take you as soon as you're convicted. But sometimes the judge will allow you to have a bail till sentencing. It depends on you and your record. It's more of an American thing than a Canadian thing. It's hard to get a bail in Canada, especially if you've had a bunch of convictions in your life. It's really hard. How long do you go to prison for in Ontario for 2 counts, second-degree murder? So, first-degree murder is an automatic life 25 sentence. Second-degree murder is anywhere from life, I'm pretty sure life 10 to life 25. So, anywhere in that range. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then there's a young offender life, which if you're convicted as a young offender and your charge is brought up to adult, that'll be a life 7. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're getting out in that time. That just means you're eligible for parole at that date, and they may consider hearing your case. But a lot of the time, when you're in the system and in the federal system specifically, you see a lot of guys, man, that are 10, 20, 30 years past their eligibility date, and the system just won't let them out. T-Dot, man, you already know. I was going to do weekends in the jail, but COVID saved me, and I did them at home, so I'm glad that happened. But the second breach, I hope everything goes well. Yeah, well, I hope everything goes well, too. If you're convicted for attempted murder, do you automatically start in max like murderers? No, you don't. Now, it's possible that you'll go to a max. If your behavior is bad at all, you'll probably end up going to a max, but it's not guaranteed like if you're charged with murder. Minimum max for 2 years on murder one in Scotia. And that's the same here. Eagle's Nest, what's up? Do you believe death penalty should be a thing for some people or no? Not really. Maybe fiddlers, but not really. Unless that's what they choose. Like if they get a life sentence and they choose that, then hey, I don't have a problem with that. But, fiddlers. That's, in my opinion, it's the only thing that can't be treated. I think in most other cases with psychiatric help or with time and just maturity and things and learning, you can learn. Thank Dougie Fresh for the 20 piece. You can learn and become a better person. I appreciate that very much. But I think when you're attracted to something, that is what it is. Like, you can't change that, right? So, but I would still like to say no, If you're in the building, go up, hit the like button, 3719. Come on, Mike. It helps the algorithm. Appreciate it. But is chemical castration enough? Because a lot of people, it's a power thing, right? So would they do it anyways? You never know. What kind of charges can you get life other than murder? I recently read about a guy doing 7 to life for terrorism offenses. You can actually get life for a break and enter. It's possible for any violent charge, pretty much, except manslaughter. I don't think you can get life for. I don't think you can. I think you can get as many years, but I don't think you can get life. Hey, Nick Matcham, what's up? Scroll back and saw you mentioned my absence. Not a pedophile village. That's creepy stuff. Everyone hit that like button. I'm not going to toot my own horn like that, but I appreciate that, Dougie Fresh. I just think it's important for people to be talking about this stuff because I never had an opportunity to listen to anybody who experienced the things that I have, talk their story, and talk about how BS of a life it is, How's the London jail? I have a video about it, brother. It's not good. Thoughts on the Alabama breakout? I don't really know. I'd have to look more into it. I saw a little thing about it, but I'd have to look more into it. Canada has its own way of dealing with that. Tuna cans and frozen Gatorade bottles. Nick, great to have you at the live, buddy. Honestly, Matt, I was scared about getting in trouble and going to jail, but when I started to follow you and listening to what you described, what jail is, really, like, I'm absolutely terrified about jail. And let me tell you something. It's not like every single day you go to jail, you're going to see somebody get stabbed, or it's 100% that you're going to get stabbed or get in a fight. It's just these things happen, right? And they can happen at any time. So if you're not okay with those things happening, then you probably should stay out of jail. You understand? I don't know. That would be my suggestion. London jail is cake compared to a lot of others. I was happy to get back to London. Yeah, but I don't think it's necessarily like the inmates that are the problem there. I don't think it's like one of those places necessarily that you're running in there terrified about getting attacked by inmates. I think that's a place where the COs are a little bit shady and dangerous, more so, and just the lack of supervision, the lack of any like control of the jail, What happens when a high-profile criminal goes to prison? Is he feared or a target? It would probably depend on who that person is. Can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's it. And at the end of the day, you should be prepared to get in a fight if you're going to do time. It's just something that's going to happen. If you do any substantial amount of time, it's going to happen. It just is. Can you speak on how doing a lot of time over the years can stunt your emotional maturity? Like guys who have done multiple federal sentences and stuff. Yeah, I definitely feel like that is a fact. I feel like when you get arrested on a major crime, especially if you're young when you get arrested, like say you're 20 or 19 or 18, basically the world stops for you. Everything starts standing still. Nothing changes for you. Sure, the TV might change a little bit. The way people dress might change a little bit. But you're not really absorbing the true societal changes that are happening year by year by year by year. And I feel like a lot of the time, guys don't even really realize that they're getting older. You know, I make jokes about it a lot in my videos of 60-year-old guys and 50-year-old guys wearing do-rags and doing fart jokes and walking around like they're gangsters with their pant legs tied up. And it's just, you see that stuff, and that's exactly what it is. You know, it's a lack of maturity and growth and mental stunting from trauma. And it sucks, you know. Is time in Collins Bay mandatory after a murder charge? Yeah, it's automatic if you get charged with, if you get any life sentence for murder. Maybe any life sentence, but for murder. You have to do 2 years in max and basically earn your way to immediate. Would love to know what Williams go through the military guy. Oh, he's in Seg all by himself. He'd be killed if he wasn't. 100%. What are the best body weight exercises for building up muscle and lockup? I would say that starting with push-ups and pull-ups and squats and lunges. Those 4 things, and even some dips, you can do everything you need to do. My uncle was locked from 2006 to 2016. Big cultural difference. Man was dressing like it was a different era. That's what I'm saying. If you go into the pen, you'll see guys that are dressing like, you know, what was like in style culturally 10 years before, and they're still rocking it. Like do-rag with the hat sideways on top of it, the big jersey, you know what I mean? The big baggy jeans. You still see that to this day. I'm sorry to hear that, Joanne. Love you guys. Matt is a real deal. Listen to him. I'm going to drink the rest of my beer and sleep. You have a good night, brother. You'll be all right, Aaron. You know you're going to be all right. You see any hot female COs? Yeah, well, come on. Really? Mans was looking like Soulja Boy. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm on here for like 2 more minutes, guys. Yeah, good thoughts to Aaron, you know? He stepped in it. That's for sure. He stepped in it. I don't know when the next live is, you know? They kind of just kind of happens when it happens. Hey, Matt, is it true that Workworth used to be a PC? So it wasn't technically a PC prison, but it was looked at that way. And there was definitely a time where you couldn't go from Workworth to J Unit. When I started in Joyceville, you couldn't go from Workworth to J Unit. How can you find out where someone is or see their mugshot or find out updates? I have no idea because I've never tried. When I was in the gym and if I did a move incorrectly, man would come over to you and show you how to do it properly. Yeah. Matt, have you ever kept in touch? Back telling her story. I don't know who you're talking about, Lloyd. Was it one of my interviews? And which one? Glad I cut a couple of minutes, man. Always nice to get you live. Yeah, you already know, Nick. Have a good night, my brother. That's no problem, Drew. That's what I'm here for, brother. I enjoy doing the lives too, so. Anyways, you guys already know my Kyle Attila. Hey, Matt. I've really enjoyed your videos and I love the work you're doing. I added you to IG. I've had some questions about provincial that I wanted to ask. I haven't been on IG for months, Mike. Like months. I came off social media and I can't, like, I know I need to go back on, but I just don't want to be honest. I could do more lives, man. We'll see what we can do. Kyle, once you're sentenced, a lot of the time you're going to go to a sentence side. Usually the sentence sides are a lot calmer because a lot of the real, like, bad, dangerous convicts are going to be in, like, higher security or they're going to be in the penitentiary. You're going to be with a lot of guys doing small sentences. If you just mind your business and stand your ground when you have to, you'll probably be all right. Anyways, you guys already know I gotta go. I gotta go eat some food. I'm starving, but I appreciate you guys for coming to the live, and I hope you guys all have a great week. Joanne, you have a great week also. Newborn Assassin, Kala Tila, Dynamite Hopper. Oh yeah, we've ran into people before. That's a fact. Rich Williams, Blake Thurber, you guys already know my Dougie Fresh. Thank you for the 20 piece. I appreciate that. You already know. Love each and every one of you at the new Matt Clark.